So our objective is I can recognize the central idea. And then our language objective is going to be I can match the central idea with supporting details by completing a sorting activity. So in that objective that I just wrote, the language objective, not the other one, and the language objective I just wrote, what do you think we're going to be learning about? What do you think what are those new words in there that I just added? What are those new words in there that I just added? I added some new words. Bianca, what are those new words in there that I just added?
Supporting details?
Yes, so I just added supporting details. So that is our main focus today for reading, is going to be looking at those supporting details and finding out, all right, what are the supporting details that really help me understand what the central idea is, okay? So we are going to use our Hippo book that we just read. So first, let's kind of review. So central idea is the lesson the author is trying to teach you, right? We talked about this yesterday. So we said the whole pizza is the topic or subject. It's the whole book. And then the central idea is just one slice, because each chapter is probably going to have its own central idea, or not even just chapters, but maybe paragraphs or headings or subheadings. Those are all going to have their own central ideas. We're not going to just have one central idea. But we may have a book, and Hippos is actually one of those books, that there may only be one central idea because the book is so short. Because did y'all notice that Hippos was a lot shorter than like Meerkats that we read yesterday? You can just shake your head yes or no. Did you notice that Hippos was a lot shorter than the Meerkats book we read yesterday? Yeah, I have a lot of people shaking their heads. So it was much shorter, right? So that kind of book is only going to have one central idea. It's not going to have, a bunch of different central ideas like our Meerkats book we read yesterday. So here is our whole pizza. Okay, here's our whole pizza. So what would be the topic or subject of our do you want, what was it called exactly? Do you really want to meet a hippo? What would be what would be the topic or subject? What would be the topic or subject? Katya, what would be the topic or subject?
Hippos is the subject.
It would be hippopotamus, right? Because that was what it talked about. Our book talks about hippopotamus. Use my paper to make sure I spell hippopotamus right. Hippopotamus. Okay. So my whole book, my whole thing, my subject or topic is going to be hippopotamus. So that took my whole pizza. Y'all see that? How it took the whole pizza? Yeah? You see that? Whole pizza? Okay. So now let's take a slice from that pizza and come up with a central idea. So I'm going to take a slice from my pizza. Ready? Here, I'll do it on a HubCam. Let's see if I can cut while I'm under the HubCam. Okay, I'm going to take a slice from that pizza. Ooh, I kind of ripped it. It's okay. It's what you do with real pizza, right? Sometimes you rip it. So I'm going to take a slice. So what would you think is the central idea? What would you think is the central idea of our hippopotamus book. Because remember what the title was. It says, do you really want to meet a hippopotamus? So what would be the central idea? Think about answering that question. Bianca, what do you think the central idea would be?
Are you sure you want to meet a hippopotamus?
Well, so it wouldn't even just be, are you sure? So our central idea, we would probably answer the question, right? So if we go back to the book, hold on, I'm gonna go back to the book, right? If we go back to the book, it kind of says, do you really want to meet a hippo? If a hippo charges you, your only hope is to climb a tree because hippos don't climb. And then it says when people get too close to, they charge. So the central idea is that we probably, what, Katya? What do you think?
Probably don't want to meet a hippo.
We probably don't want to meet a hippo, right? So I'm going to put, oops, I forgot I'm not.
Well, Miss Sharon, what if you brought a gun with you? Then I want to meet a hippo.
Then it might be a little different, but we're not going to talk about that. Then it might be a little different, but we're not going to talk about that.
What do you mean it might be a little different?
All right, but we're not going to talk about that. Let's focus. So, this is about how you probably don't want to meet a hippo, right? This is about how you probably don't want to meet a hippo. So I have my subject/topic, and then I have my central idea. Well, now I need to support this. I have to support this central idea because you're going to be like, well, Miss Chandler, but how do you know that? You don't know that. How did you know that you don't want to meet a hippo? Okay, well, I'm going to give you some details that the book told me as to why I don't want to meet a hippo. So this is where our toppings come in. Okay, so I'm going to bring my anchor chart back. So this is where our toppings come in. So I'm going to add some pepperonis.
Miss Sharon, do we have to do this?
Nope. We'll do it in a second. I just want y'all watching and listening to me right now. I'm going to add some pepperonis.
Well, what are the pepperonis? The details?
Yep. So I'm adding pepperonis.
Add olives.
I will. Hold on. Let me do all my pepperonis first. I kind of made too big of a pizza. Okay. My pepperonis got a little small. So I have some pepperonis. We'll add some olives. Just gonna put them as little dots because they're not very big. Okay, then maybe I'll add a few mushrooms.
Pepperoni.
I already put pepperoni. I'm gonna add some mushrooms. They're not gonna be very pretty mushrooms. Okay, then I may add some green peppers. I'm gonna add some green peppers. Okay, so do you see I added a lot of toppings, right? Because when we're reading and we're looking for those supporting details, there are a lot of supporting details. There are not just a few supporting details. your author is going to give you a lot of supporting details, because if your author only gives you a few supporting details, then it's not going to, if your author only gives you a few supporting details, then you're not going to be able to get the whole picture, right? And you might not be able to say, well, I know that's the main idea because these are the details the author gave me, right? So these are our supporting details, okay? These are our supporting details. So now let's take our slice. This is about how you probably don't want to meet a hippo. And let's come up with some supporting details as to why you wouldn't want to meet a hippo, okay? We're gonna come up with some supporting details. So I'm gonna show the book and then I'll write them while we're saying them. So I definitely think there is a supporting detail on this page. Do you all think there's a supporting detail on this page? Can y'all
Yes.
do what you think it might be? Walter, what do you think the supporting detail is?
There's many on the page,
Huh?
but there's many. But I'm just gonna tell you one.
Okay.
That if a hippo charges at you, your only hope is to climb a tree.
Okay. So that if a hippo charges at you, your only hope is to climb a tree. So if you don't know how to climb a tree, that probably would be pretty bad. So you probably don't want to meet a hippo. So I'm going to say, if a hippo charges, and I'm literally just writing down from right here. If a hippo charges you, your only hope is to climb a tree. Only hope is to climb a tree. Okay. What about another detail on this page? There's one really good one on this page that I really like. Katya, what's a really good one on this page that really would tell me, hey, you do not want to meet a hippo?
When people get too close to hippos, they charge. That's bad because hippos weigh up to 8,000 pounds.
So when people get too, that's two separate details, right? So when people get too close, hippos charge. Well, that's a detail that I'm like, all right, well, wait a minute. I don't think I want to meet a hippo if they're going to be coming at me. And then there's another detail of, well, hippos weigh up to 8,000 pounds. Yeah, I'm not about that, right? That's a big hippo. I don't know about that. So I'm going to again write exactly what I'm seeing in the book for my supporting details. So whenever you're looking at supporting details in a book, they're coming directly from the book. Get too close. They charge. And then they weigh 8,000 pounds, because that's a lot. That's a lot of pounds. All right, so I want to do one more. Let's see. All right, what about this one? So I don't want anybody to say it out loud. I want you to think it in your head, because then we're going to see if we can try and do a quick 2-minute breakout room and see if you can find a supporting detail in here. We'll do a quick 2-minute breakout room. We'll see if you can find the supporting detail in here. There might be more than one. You may want to write it down so you don't forget it, because you're not going to be able to see this page. Or just keep it in your head. So you're looking for a supporting detail. What would be a supporting detail? Yes, Holly, you can go to the bathroom. Sorry, I just saw that. All right.